What's going on YouTube? H Dynasty Plus bringing you 10 offensive players to watch at the 2024 NFL Combine this week. Happy Combine week, everybody. Hope you all are having a good week so far. We've got a bunch of good stuff here coming here. Let's get started.
It's showtime, folks. It's showtime.
All right, so here's a brief overview. We've got latest updates on the Combine. Top 10 players I'm most excited to watch this weekend. 3 quarterbacks, 5 receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 running back. Got a bonus honorable mention. Other players I like to keep your eye on for, just more. And then running back 40 time just to have some fun. Just like to make some projections on and guesses on the running backs and how they run the 40 times. What's the latest news of the Combine? Caleb Williams will not do any of the throwing or any workouts. I don't think he's even doing any of the measurements or anything, just interviews. Interesting stuff there. Marvin Harrison Jr. is not even attending the Combine this year. He says he's going to do everything the pro day. Malik Neighbors will be there, but he will not be doing any of the testing. He'll do all of his stuff on the pro day. Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, JJ McCarthy will be there doing interviews as well as some testing, and they'll be doing throwing. So here's my first guy, right? First guy I want to keep your eye out for is Michael Penix Jr. Some of the things to look for, I'm sure NFL GMs are going to be one and the same thing, right? The medicals. His long history of injuries. He was healthy for 2 years. Interested to see how he does with the interviews. Not sure if he does any other drills, like if he runs, or all he does is throwing. It's good to see him throw against the other guys. I mean, I know scouts really like his pocket management, getting the ball out quick. His thing is ball placement, right? Always throws the ball away from the defender, gives his guys a chance to make a play on the ball. He has tons of experience, right? The second most experience in this draft class. A lot of the GMs now are saying we let guys that have experience coming out of college. We just want to plug and play them. Michael Penix Jr., I've seen be mocked in round 1 and even being round 2. I currently have him in going round 2. I like the guy. He's good. He's a winner. Not the most clutch quarterback, but I think he'd be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Next guy here, JJ McCarthy. Like this guy for a while now. For me, he was flirting with quarterback 2 back in November. The kid's a winner. I know he's going to do some throwing. Does he do any other drills? Not sure. It's just really good to see him throw side by side with Nix and Penix. Played in the Jim Harbaugh pro-style offense. We all know that Jim Harbaugh now is the head coach for the Chargers. I mean, kid's good. I think he's going to be a Jordan Love type guy. I can see him have a nice throwing day at the Combine on Saturday. I would say he has not that much to prove, but a lot to gain this week. If he just shows out that he's got really good arm strength and he has a good time with Roman Wilson and the other wide receivers, he could really establish himself as, maybe even top 3 quarterback in this draft. Other guys, Bo Nix. Nix out of Oregon. 61 career starts, more than anyone ever. Most experienced quarterback. I think he's the most NFL-ready quarterback in this draft class. Gets the ball out quick. I think he's a dink and dunk specialist. Athletic Jimmy G. So I know the Broncos right now are interested in McCarthy as well as Bo Nix. I think Nix could be a very good fit for the Broncos. I also don't like Bo Nix as a personal person. I don't like him personally. I think he's round 2 material versus round 1. But I'm not sure people are going to be this desperate about quarterbacks. I'm not sure if the team's going to be that desperate. Could be surprising if he goes round 1 for me, but I've seen him mocked round 1, a lot of people's mocks. Interested to see what happens with him. Keep your eye on him. Now we get into some of the receivers, right? First one here is Rome Odunze. Odunze is a lot of people's wide receiver 2 or 3. The concerns I have with him are the agility and the short burst. So interested to see how his 3-cone goes, his shuttle. Check his 10-yard split. I think he runs around the 4.45 to 4.48. My comp for him has been a faster Keenan Allen. I think he's got great to elite level route running, shines in contested catch situations. He was the best player on the Washington Huskies, in my opinion. You watch all of the Huskies film. He's the guy, man. He's the best player in the field, and even at times, I think he was the best player. Like, could be the best receiver in football sometimes. I think we're going to see a nice highlight grab from Odunze at the combine when they do the receiver drills. Really a fun guy to watch. Next guy here is Lad McConkey. I've been a huge Lad McConkey fan for a while. Back in November, I was saying that him and the next guy I have are going to be the biggest risers in the draft process. I think Lad's a lot more faster than people give him credit for. He's been tracked at 21.4 miles per hour, and that's on the field, and that's top 10. I think he could also rival JSN's 3-cone time. I said back in January that he reminds me of Deontay Johnson. Zay Flowers. Deontay Johnson wasn't the most athletic receiver, but man, he was good and gets a separation. Zay Flowers, more athletic. Same thing, just quick guys, twitchy, slippery guys, and you just move around. I said he's a separator, meaning the dude gets separation with ease. A route runner. Top 5 in career yards per route run in 2024. 2.97 yards per route run for 2024. Or 2023, I should say. But yeah, he's top 5 in career yards per route run and other receivers. Awesome guy. Next one here is Brian Thomas Jr. I have a soft spot for big, fast guys. So here we have back in December, I said Brian Thomas Jr., Lad McConkey will be risers during the draft process. I said I can see Brian Thomas Jr. going round 1. Even back in November, I said it. I mean, he's big, fast. He's a huge deep threat. I think he's great on slants. He's got strong hands. I know his issues are his lower yards per route run, but I think he could be a middle of the field / deep threat specialist. I think he's more of like a faster Courtland Sutton. I think he'd be really nice on like the Dallas Cowboys or some of the other teams that are picking late. Maybe even the Chiefs as well. They could even bring in Thomas Jr. as a deep threat. They just cut Marcus Valdez-Scantling. Brian Thomas Jr. could be that guy for them. I really like him. Keep an eye on him. I think he runs a nice 40 time as well. Another big guy, Troy Franklin. He's speedy, really fast receiver, good burst. I think personally he's a little bit overrated in terms of what the dynasty sphere and a lot of the advanced analytics people have been saying. I think he's closer to more of like a Jameson Williams, Jalen Hyatt, Tyquan Thornton type guy. But I think he's slightly better than that as terms of a route technician. I have really serious concerns about his hands. I said he has oobleck hands, meaning non-Newtonian fluid. So either they're going to be soft hands or they're going to be hard as a rock. He's had some issues with drop percentages and dropping passes. And I would say concentration as well. I think if he goes to a good situation and develops, I think in a year, maybe 2 years, he can actually be a solid receiver. Kind of like how Jameson Williams is going through the same thing. I think maybe for J-Mo, next year could be his year that he actually breaks out. Same thing for Franklin. I think it might take him maybe 2 to 3 years before he's where we want him to be. Next guy here, Roman Wilson, the Flying Hawaiian. Kid's fast. The Senior Bowl darling. I mean, sells routes well to create separation. He understands leverage. I said he's a poor man's Tyreek Hill. Just kid's gonna be a riser. He's got the speed. He understands how to get the separation. We just watched the film on him. I know advanced analytics as well. He also is not that great with yards per route run. I think he gets second round draft capital, maybe third round draft capital. I think his 40 time will bump him up quite a bit. I think he'd be a nice deep threat as well. All right, now we get into tight end here. Brock Bowers. Man, I absolutely love Brock Bowers. I've been a huge Brock Bowers fan forever. I'm finally here. I'm excited to watch him. Obviously, there's issues and concerns with the weight. How much does he weigh? This picture was surfacing all online of him next to Gronk. How is that guy the tight end one? Well, go watch him. He won the John Mackey Award twice. Nobody's ever done that. So it's like the Brock Bowers Award. And this guy ranks third yards per route run against receivers. Third in the draft class. That's what guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors run with Odunze. Bowers is third. This guy's basically wide receiver one like last year's draft class. He's that good. I think he's also has good speed as well for his size. He's quick, fast, twitchy guy. Brock Bowers needs to go top 10. He should not be out of the top 10, maybe even top 5. I hope the Chargers draft Brock Bowers. There you go. Back in May, I said, can't wait to flip Dalton Kincaid for Brock Bowers. You might even still be able to do that today. Brock Bowers is going at like the 106, 107 rookie drafts. Absolute steal in my mind. Brock Bowers is special. Now we go to my running back here to keep your eye on. Audric Estime. I've been a huge Estime fan. He's been my RB1 since Travion Henderson went back to college. Dude, the guy's a beast. 210 carries, 1,341 rushing yards, 6.4 yards per carry, 17 receptions, 142 receiving yards, 18 touchdowns. Dude's got the size, the speed, agility. He's got a nice vertical. He's got soft hands. I know he doesn't have a ton of receptions, a ton of targets, but he's got soft hands and he works with them. He's good. I think he's underrated in pass protection. I understand he's getting the big slow guy treatment, but he's more athletic than that. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people on his 40 time. I think he can do 4.47, like 4.48, which is really good considering a lot of the running backs in this draft class aren't as special compared to last year. But, there's a lot of guys that can have roles or even take over backfields because running back position is not like it used to be where you could be like Barkley or Zeke. Luckily, Bijan and Gibbs are also phenomenal, but there's some of the guys you're just not going to have that, right? Look at the Chiefs. They didn't have a solid first-round running back. They had Pacheco, and, technically that's CH, but he's not even that good. So you can be a good running back on a good team and still be serviceable and get a lot of fantasy points. I think Estime, if he gives the right situation, definitely be that guy. So bonus players, Byron Murphy the second, T'Vondre Sweat. These are my defensive tackle, defensive lineman guys. I think Murphy, he's pretty good. I think he goes first round. I think Dallas likes both of these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas reaches and gets T'Vondre Sweat in the first or even the trade back and they get him. I'm not sure what T'Vondre Sweat's like weight issue is right now. I think he's like 360. I don't think either of these guys are going to test. Pretty disappointed in that, but I think that's just how things are going now. Other players to keep your eye on. These are other guys I like. Xavier Worthy, Jamari Thrash, Jacob Cowing, Keon Coleman, Malachi Corley, Ricky Pearsall, Adonai Mitchell, Brennan Rice, Jermaine Burton. I'll just touch on and highlight some of the guys here. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know everything about Xavier Worthy, kid out of Texas, super fast. Thrash, I really like. I think he's quick. I think he runs a underrated 40 time. Cowing, little guy, small guy. Hopefully he does well and does well against 3-cone and shuttle. Keon Coleman, I'm very interested in seeing how he performs. I know a lot of people have been down on him and he's dropping down like middle to second round in mock drafts. Even myself, I'm not sold on Keon Coleman, but the kid is young. Kid's athletic. If he runs a nice 40 time, hey, that could really bump him up and he could be special in maybe 2 to 3 years if he goes to the right situation. Corley is the Yak King. Interested to see how he does with his times as well. Ricky, I really like as well, and I got to keep around. Mitchell, I'm interested to see how he does. Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son. I'm interested to see how he runs a 40 time. I think maybe he goes 4.5 something. Jermaine Burton, I think he's also a burner as well. I think he'd be a nice solid piece for a deep threat for a team. And here's a load of fun with the running backs and their times. So here we go. Estime, Benson, Corum, Wright, Braylon Allen, Irving, and Lloyd and Shipley. I think the biggest riser will probably be Jalen Wright. They're going to see a lot of people drool over Jalen Wright's, really low 4.3, 4.4 type speed. Concerns I have, some guys that really need to test well for me are going to be Braylon Allen, Corum, Benson, Estime. It's kind of it. So in my opinion, my top 5 running backs right now are not particular right now, but this is the tier. Estime, Benson, Corum, Bucky, Irving, and yeah, I think that's probably it. I mean, you could throw in Braylon Allen as well, or Jonathan Brooks for sure. We'll see what happens. I know Brooks is also top 5, but maybe that might change if Braylon Allen starts to pick up some more speed and steam as well. Hopefully he tests well. All right, and that's all I got for you guys today on the prospects here, the top 10 players to watch out for in this 2024 NFL Draft Combine. Excited to see these guys. We got a couple more days until that. We got interviews going on right now. Let me know who you're most excited to see this weekend. Who are your guys that you're keeping your eye on? Who did I mention that you think I should mention, or who I think I should keep my eyes on? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate y'all tuning in on this episode. I am finishing up my Jaden Daniels a video as well as working on a JJ McCarthy one. I'm going to start doing the running backs now that we're going to get the combine and weight information and the height, everything we're going to be getting. So I'll start making videos on that as well as some of the film breakdowns on those guys. Feel free and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Give us a like. Tell your friends. More and more subscribers we get here help us out a lot. Follow me on Twitter at Dynasty Buffs. I have a lot of content there, as well as I tweet a lot, and I just do random thoughts on some players I think about as I'm going throughout my day. So thank you for tuning in this one. Watch our episodes. I'll link our Caleb Williams and Drake May ones up here. Click on those if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on those and what I think about those guys. A lot of them are polarizing right now. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all next one. Peace.